And she didn't say nothing. She's sitting on the book, on the couch, on the bed reading. I said, Jack, did you call me? She didn't say nothing. I said, Jack, you know, I want to get back in the football game. Come on, somebody. I said, Jack, what you want? She didn't say nothing. I said, oh, Lord. And then she did like this. She said, she hit the bed. And I said, oh, okay. So I ran and I jumped up over the bed. I looked over and I said, Jack, what do you want? And she still didn't say nothing. I was like, okay. First thing man think you've done something wrong. Come on, son. That's the mindset of us. Okay, well, I'll be wrong. You stop thinking. And this is what she said to me. She said, Coach, she said, I didn't want nothing. She said, all I want was your presence. Oh, y'all missed it. Sometimes God don't want nothing. He just wants his presence. Sometimes, some of you women, you know, you just like to smell your man's fragrance or his body odor, whatever. Oh, come on, somebody. Let's keep it real. Y'all be leaving, he be going home, you go. You got strength. He ain't even around. He ain't even around. It's just somebody's fragrance. Come on, somebody. And that messed with me because sometimes God said, listen, I just want your presence. For in his presence is the fullness of joy. And again, as Pastor said last night, he said Jesus taught parables. The reason why he taught parables, he said he wants it so simplistic that you don't miss it. I'll tell you a story. I'll make it plain that you can get this thing and know that I love you. Now watch this. Jesus is in the boat and he's teaching. And now as he's teaching, the people are getting fed as he's ministered to them on the ship. Now he tells to Simon, he said, now Simon, launch out a little deeper into the sea. We call this a deeper conference. Now, I'm telling you, saints, as you seek God, as you got God in your boat, Jesus the Lord that knows all things. How many things? All things. The Bible says, yea, the deep things of God. God's got everything. Why don't we go to him? You know he'll show you if you spend time with him. It's really called the word of knowledge or the word of wisdom or the word of prophecy. He says it's in you. He says in the last days I'll pour my spirit among all flesh and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. He said with the spirit of God you're able to do. And then the Bible says that as you constantly use, in Corinthians it says use it, constantly use it. Like when I'm in the hotels or I travel, I begin to ask God, what is this person's name? And a lot of times we say, he'll tell you, and you say, no, that can't be it. Why? Well, why are you asking then? Or he'll say to you, he said, I'll get there and I'll see 3 elevators, and instead of look up, you can see the numbers come down, but I keep my head down and I say, Lord, which elevator? He said, the one on the right. And I'll go and I'll stay on the right. Why? Because I'm learning to hear his voice. Come on. How do you hear his voice? You got to do constantly. You got to exercise. Now, I made some bloops and blunders. I missed it. But I'll be the first to say, I missed it. Amen, sir. Now, the reason why some of us don't want to step out because we don't want to offend. It's not offending. You're not really cultivating your gift that God's given you. Amen. Like the other day, I was telling somebody the other day that I live by faith. That means I don't have a job. I walk by faith. Y'all don't hear me. I walk by faith. And some of y'all got a job, and really you walking by faith. Come on, somebody. But I can't go back into the second world because what God has done with me in my level of faith is incredible. Yeah. But I was telling somebody the other day, because there is 1,000, there's a 2,000, and this is somebody in here because I don't want you to miss it, is that there was a lady in the service, and she wasn't as wealthy, but she had $5, and she said, no, I'm going to hold on to you. She's talking to herself. She said, no, I'm not going to give it to the prophet because I want to wait till I get 100, 200, 300, 400. And she began, but she never got there because, watch this. What I really needed was that 5. And if she had obeyed God when God said, give it to her, it would have took me to my next city. But because she didn't obey God, it threw a wrench in the blessing of God. Oh, I got Bible for when Jesus or when the prophet came to the widow woman, yes, and sir. He said, watch this. He says, hey lady, where you going? He said, I got this last cake, yes, sir. And I'm going to bake it for me and my son, and we're going to die. Yes. And he said, wait a minute.